I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my number one fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147.
That's why you gotta watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
A Bud Crawford, who's nowhere near a William School. School just ran. He didn't try to win that fight. Bud's going to try to win the fight. Mm-hmm. He's going to have the footwork. He's going to have the hand speed. He's going to have, maybe not the power of Canelo, but he's going to have respectable pop.
Jaron Ennis took aim at Terence Crawford, criticizing his choice to face the dominant Canelo Alvarez in what many see as a high-stakes, dangerous clash.
I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and
Ennis, who once pursued a bout with Crawford during their days at welterweight, sees this as a misstep for the American champion. From his perspective, Crawford is overreaching by jumping straight into a fight with someone as powerful and heavy-hitting as Canelo, especially without first testing himself at a higher weight class. Ennis openly favors Canelo in this matchup, pointing to the Mexican star's raw strength and proven danger, even against opponents far larger than himself.
I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, at like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
I feel Crawford would benefit from taking a tune-up fight, maybe at 160, or at least somewhere close, just to let his body adjust to facing someone bigger. When you move up in weight, it's not just about gaining power. It's about adding muscle, carrying that extra size, and feeling comfortable with it. He might be avoiding a warm-up because he's still in the process of building his physique for this move, but in my opinion, it would help him stay sharp and avoid a long stretch without fighting.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so.
Ennis noted that Canelo has been stopping opponents who actually outweigh him on fight night. Some of them pushing close to 200 pounds once they step into the ring. Yet, Canelo still manages to drop them. He suggested that Canelo might not even be a natural 168-pounder, as he could likely make 160. But despite that, he's been hurting men much larger than himself. According to Ennis, this is exactly why Crawford should have first tested himself at 160 before jumping straight into the ring with one of boxing's most dangerous punches.
I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my number one fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147-pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the number one fighter in all of boxing. The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right? Yeah.
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated, right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he going to be able to even to capitalize?
In my view, you have to give the edge to Canelo. Like I said before, he's been taking out fighters who are naturally much bigger, and truthfully, he's not even a full-fledged 168-pounder. He could probably still make 160. Even so, he's been able to hurt and drop men who come into the ring close to 200 pounds. That's impressive. At the end of the day, it's shaping up to be a huge fight, and since it's one the fans are eager for, it's only right that it happens.
I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. It's gonna be a hell of a night come September 13th.
A lot of people criticised his performance against William School. Did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, you know what I mean? We both need to step it up, I guess.
That's one from me, Terence. Obviously, we've seen Turkey Al Sheikh mention no Tom and Jerry fights. You've said yourself you're going to put it on him, you're going to come for him. Do we see an explosive Terence Crawford that people won't have been expecting to see?
That's why you got to watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
Virgil Ortiz shared a similar outlook, stating that he doesn't believe Crawford can get past Canelo. In his eyes, moving up 3 weight divisions is a risky gamble and a miscalculation on Crawford's part. While Ortiz acknowledged Crawford's skill and ring IQ, he ultimately predicted that Canelo would come out on top.
I think Crawford's also going to try to implement like kind of what Floyd did, kind of stand your ground a little bit, trying to catch up, but he doesn't have the same defense as Floyd. That's the thing. But I do see him trying to take that approach where he tries to like stand his ground, kind of hold his ground. I won't say try to push Canelo back, but hold his ground.
Ryan Garcia, who has witnessed Canelo's training firsthand and understands his punching power up close, also weighed in with a bold prediction. He suggested the bout could end in a similar fashion to Canelo's clash with Amir Khan, where Khan suffered a devastating knockout. While Garcia acknowledged that anything is possible when 2 elite fighters meet, he envisions Crawford being stopped in much the same way.
But like I said, when you have 2 great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though.
Garcia emphasized that Canelo's power is on another level, claiming he's personally watched him push back heavyweight fighters during training. That, he said, is how strong Canelo truly is. In Garcia's opinion, Crawford's exceptional skill set won't be enough to withstand that kind of force. Even so, he admitted there's always a chance Crawford could surprise him and prove him wrong.
I could give you a reason why Canelo could win, but I could also give you a reason why Crawford could win. So it's like, I don't know, it's just whoever's the better man that day.
Yeah. How do you see the fight going though? Like you see it going the decision?
I think it'll go decision.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't see either of them getting stopped.
So 50-50 for that one. Sean Porter said the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 50-50. Wait, we need to see the 50-50.
Yeah. Then there's Curl Martin, who offered a different yet intriguing viewpoint. He doesn't envision either man being stopped, predicting instead that the fight will go the full distance. In his eyes, there are solid arguments for both Crawford and Canelo, but ultimately, he believes the bout will be decided on the judges' scorecards rather than by knockout.
Initially, I said, oh, man, this is just going to money grab. I mean, Crawford started at 135. How is he going to be at a guy that's fought as high as 175? And then you saw Canelo's fight against William School, his last fight. It wasn't a good fight, man. You've seen that he doesn't have that fastball anymore. He doesn't have he's never had fast feet, but at least he's not cutting off the ring like he used to.
Yeah.
And the explosiveness in his combinations and the half speed, it wasn't there either because there was nothing to hit. So can you imagine a Bud Crawford who's nowhere near a William School? School just ran. He didn't try to win that fight. Bud's going to try to win the fight. Mm-hmm. He's going to have the footwork. He's going to have the hand speed. He's going to have, maybe not the power of Canelo, but he's going to have respectable pop.
Former champion Sergio Mora offered a measured take on the matchup, referencing the old boxing adage that a great big man beats a great small man. However, he admitted is not entirely convinced that still applies here. Mora noted that Canelo seemed off in his last outing, struggling to cut off the ring and catch an opponent who was reluctant to engage. In his view, years of competition, starting as a teenager and racking up over 65 fights, may have begun to take a toll, slowing Canelo down. Interestingly, Mora also pointed out that despite appearing older and more battle-worn, Canelo is actually younger than Crawford, which might surprise some fans.
And that punch coming from both stances, mind you, the left-handed and the right-handed stance. And I just think, ultimately, Crawford just is a mean mofo. This dude, mean. Yeah. I mean, I met Bud a couple of times. He pulls me aside and he gives me that look. He's a mean, intimidating dude, man. Yeah. And then I've been seeing how he's been growing into the frame. He's gotten big. He's gotten muscular, and he's looking more like a middleweight, super middleweight. The closer the fight gets, the more I'm looking at Crawford like, this dude might do something, man. Because all along, I haven't changed my tune. I said Canelo's going to win this fight, but he's not going to come out of it unscathed. I can see him being bruised up, battered, maybe a little bit of blood, but his size is going to come in the end. Now I'm starting to change my tune. I can maybe see.
So, who's your pick, Canelo or Crawford? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Ring Rivalry for more fight analysis, predictions, and all the latest updates leading up to the big showdown.